Okay, guys, so this is week 4, activity 2, interpreting pedigrees, the practice problems. So I want you to read about the disorders and then answer the questions as best you can based on what you learned in the videos. Your textbook also discusses this in section 12.1, starting on page 315, 315. I do expect you guys to try to complete the first 2 to the best of your ability. Those of you who like these and think they're like a good mystery, you can try to do the harder ones and the final ones just for fun. So this first pedigree is pretty easy. It's just tracing an autosomal recessive disorder. So this is normal cell function and cystic fibrosis. So read about cystic fibrosis. But what I wanted to start off with is just giving a typical pedigree down here. That life expectancy is only 21 years, so you can see that this child has passed on. So we're going to use big F for normal cell function and little f for cystic fibrosis. All right, so you look here and you can see that 2-1 and 3-1 both have the disorder. And then you have a lot of people who are empty, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't heterozygous, because clearly some people carry the disorder because they pass it on to their children. All right, so question number 1 says, what are the genotypes for the following individuals? So for 2-1, so 2-1 is an individual that is filled in. Now this is for cystic fibrosis, which is recessive. So if they have cystic fibrosis, we know that they must be little f, little f. Whoa. Okay. And we know, I'm just going to go ahead and, okay, this other individual is also filled in. Little f, little f. 3-1 is also 3-1. They're also filled in. So they are also little f, little f. Okay. So now we go on to number 2, and it says, what are the genotypes for the following individuals? 1-1, 1-2, 2-3, and 2-4. So 1-1 and 1-2. Let's look. Well, these are the parents, and they had a child who had the disorder. So in order for this kid to get little f, this daughter, she had to get 1 little f from mom and 1 little f from dad. So we happen to know that these 2 parents are definitely going to be heterozygous. That's the only way that they're going to have a child that has the disorder. Okay, so now I think you kind of get the gist, and I pretty much did most of this question for you. But you need to go ahead and finish the rest of those questions. And then now let's go on to the easy pedigree 2 of tracing the sex-linked recessive trait in the family. So this is male pattern baldness. I didn't want to give them some terrible disease. So I just need you guys to go ahead and use the symbols and use G for normal cell growth and little g for the baldness. So it's pretty easy. I ask you first, what are the genotypes for the following males? So these are all the males. Remember, males either have it or don't. So I give you the choice, X big GY or X little GY. And you can go ahead and just copy and paste these. Okay, so 1-2 is an empty male, which means he doesn't have it. So he's clearly going to be X big GY. You can figure out the rest. They're pretty simple. And then I ask you about the females. So what are the genotypes for the following females? Are they this, this, or this? So you can copy and paste these really easily. So let's look at 1-1. 1-1 is empty. Remember, carriers are not shown. She has a son that has it. So in order for the son to have it, she had to have sent him a little g. So she must be a carrier. So we're just going to go ahead and put her right there. Okay? So I think you get the gist of it. You can go ahead and finish the rest of the questions. And then you have some harder ones. So if you really like this and you want to impress me, you're welcome to do some of these harder ones. They're pretty cool. And then finally, you have one about Queen Victoria, who had hemophilia called royal hemophilia, and it's all over their family, and it caused huge amounts of problems because royal people keep marrying into each other back then because they thought that it kept the bloodline pure. So feel free to enjoy that. Okay, so that's the activity. I've just given you a lot of the answers, so I hope it's not too hard, and mwah. Try to turn this off.